episode 7 of Be Cool. And this is what l.shima looks like naturally. I have absolutely no makeup on. I just got done with the shower, so my hair is wet and nasty. Well, it's clean, but nasty as meaning it's like I feel like a wet dog every time I take a shower. That's one unfortunate part about having long hair or having hair in general that's longer than like your eyebrows. It takes forever for your hair to dry, which makes sense. You have a lot of it that, obviously it's going to take a minute. But that's what I envy a lot of like males and even females that have shorter hair. They can just leave the shower and they're pretty much just rub the towel over their head for a quick second and then they're pretty much dry. Me, on the other hand, it literally takes a good amount of time for it to dry. So I can have it just like this and about 3 hours later, well, that's maybe exaggerating. Maybe around 2 hours later, it will finally actually be completely dry. So, but this is me naturally. So, hi, this is what I look like. I don't look like my photos. I mean, I might, but not all that glitz and glam. This is what I usually naturally look like. Alright, so you guys might be confused. Let me take a quick second because I just realized that I might as well just pull up the chat just in case some people might actually pop in while this is recording right now. So give me a quick second. Pop this out, exit out so I'm not using all of the hard drive, and let's begin. So yes, this is episode 7 of my podcast Be Cool. Usually, and how this is going to happen, is I have my podcast live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I usually have Periscope on, and obviously Ustream, and the whole shebang. I'll have people come on, ask me questions, things along those lines. Well, this day, plus there was a past episode, I'm going to do things a little different. This is a pre-recorded episode. Right now where I am living right now, it's Thursday around 8 o'clock. So this is definitely not Sunday. So if you're getting a notice on Ustream that, hey, Shima's live right now, don't worry. It is technically a false alarm. It's just a pre-recording. The reason is I like the idea of having all of my episodes very cohesive, all kind of the same and together. So I like having it every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't want to get, people confused, like, is it going to be Tuesday this week, or is it going to be Sunday this week? Is it going to be at 7 for whatever reason this week? Like, I don't want people to get mixed and constantly asking me questions along those lines, because that's kind of how I handled it last season. I would, pick random days that may work, or I might just be late, or something along those lines. So I didn't really want that to happen this season, so I decided to always keep them on Sunday. But when days like this Sunday, where I'm probably most likely not going to be able to do a live chat, I decided, I'll pre-record it so people that actually do get notifications on Ustream will see this. But realistically, majority of my viewers or supporters might not actually see this until I make a posting. And I will still on my Instagram and Tumblr and such on my social media, I will make a little posting saying on Sunday, Be Cool is live, or I won't say live. Be Cool is on right now on Ustream, so people can actually, because this Ustream saves these videos, so I will have it posted on social media on Sunday for the ones that don't get notifications from Ustream to let them know, hey, Be Cool is still technically on. It's just not live. So sorry, I just had to do that spiel just in case some people didn't understand. And I wanted to quickly bring up, or my term of quickly tends to be a little bit more longer than the actual realistic word of quickly or meaning of quickly. But nonetheless, I wanted to kind of talk about the reasoning why I will not be live on Sunday. So today's Thursday. It's Thursday night. It's completely dark outside. Whatever. Tomorrow morning, I'm waking up pretty early. Francis and I are heading to Rock Island, Illinois. First time I will ever be going there. I only know of this town because of Francis, and it's going to be interesting because it's actually an 8 to 9 hour drive from Detroit, so this is going to be a long day tomorrow. But I plan to wake up around 6:30, head to the gym, which is called Butts and Gut. It's one of the classes that my gym offers. It's a new one, so I'm very curious, and it's only 30 minutes long. So I'm more fascinated about this. Nonetheless, that's not the story. So I'm gonna head to the gym, and then around 8:30, uh, we will be dropping off Akira, our dog, to a babysitter. So this is gonna be another new experience for me because when me and Francis went to Sleeping Bear Dunes in northern west Michigan, we went for the weekend, so we had to have somebody watch Akira. So we had a female, a young girl, come from our neighborhood to watch her, and that was nice. She got to stay here, but I didn't feel like the girl actually spent time with her. I felt bad, like I wanted Akira to get a lot of attention and a lot of love and such and things along those lines, and I didn't really feel like that girl was doing that. So I found this site that allows, like, it's kind of like the babysitter type thing for humans, but it's for dogs. It's called rover.com. So I decided to give this a try. There's this couple that lives not too far from where we are, and we're going to take Akira to their house. She's going to stay from tomorrow all the way up until pretty much Tuesday, and they have a dog too, so I'm really hoping that Akira will technically still miss us, because, obviously I want her to miss us, but still have fun and get all of the attention that she deserves. So I'm very scared at the same time, just taking her to somebody else's house. And they have positive reviews, and they also, another good thing is they take pictures of your dog while the dog is staying at their house. Even if it's like for just like a quick little walk, or it's actually for a long-term stay, or not long-term, but a good amount of days that they were staying. While the girl that came to our house, I honestly had to contact her myself to say, hey, I just want to make sure everything's fine. Like, this is the day after we left. Just want to make sure, because I haven't heard from you, and I want to make sure, Akira's fine and dandy and things are going swell and all this other stuff. And so I just want to, have her in that good, positive situation. So hopefully it will be good and positive. I made sure of it, so I'm just kind of nervous at the same time because it's like giving my baby away to somebody else for a weekend. But okay, again, that's not really a story. So once we finally have dealt with all of that morning stuff, packing, making sure the house is nice and clean and such, we're driving for 8 to 9 hours to Rock Island, Illinois, to meet Francis's Mexican side. So Francis is Mexican and Irish. I've already met his Irish side. Pretty much met majority of his Irish family. The reason why I say this is because he's the only child, but his mom and his dad have huge families, to the point where I can't think about it, and I really don't want to think about it. His mom has like 6 to 7 brothers and sisters, while his dad has like 8 to 9 brothers and sisters. Yeah, so imagine me trying to memorize all like 16, however you want to count, 16 aunts and uncles, plus his cousins, so they're babies, and then now they're grown up, so now those babies are having babies, so his first cousins, if that's how the family tree works. I'm like, every time I'm like, Francis, oh my God, I literally, like, I try, honestly really do try, but I come from a family. This is going to be a quick little get to know me. Hi, I'm Shima, if you don't know me. This is going to be a quick little get to know me. My family, or what I consider my family, is my mom, my brother, who's older, my only older brother, my sister, who is the middle child, and then my aunt, my mom's sister. Now, my brother is married and has 2 boys, so now there's 3 more people added to that storyline. And I sometimes include my uncle, my mom's half brother, but technically he lives all the way in California, and he never really like calls us a lot, and he doesn't ever see us unless we go to California. So he's technically still my family, but he doesn't, I don't see him almost every year. So I'm used to having at least 5 people in my family. And I'm black, white, and Japanese, so I technically have a bigger family. Like, I have a decent-sized white side, I have a decent-sized black side, and I'm not even sure about the Japanese side, but I'm sure that family is also huge. But I don't know more than what the primary 5 members of my family. While Francis, though, on the other hand, has all of that, and his mom and his dad stay close to all of their siblings and such, and their cousins, and oh my god, it's crazy. So I'll be going to Rock Island. It's kind of like a family reunion with his Mexican side. So this is the first time I'm technically seeing all of these members, except for one of his uncles. I've already met him and his wife, but that was pretty much it. So out of 8, I still have to memorize these names and the cousins, at least attempt to, and hopefully they won't judge me if I can't get it right. I don't also do well in social gatherings where I'm not, like, if I'm thrown into a group of more than, like, let's say a group more than 3 people, I get more shy and reserved than if it was like more one-on-one and then slowly somebody else comes and then slowly somebody else comes. I do a little bit better in that situation. So being thrown into, a family that huge is going to be also a very social experiment for myself. So the reason why they're having this family reunion, nonetheless, that they actually are a huge family and they actually need to have reunions, while my family doesn't really need to have that. Francis's grandfather, so his dad's dad, is turning 103. Yay! This is exciting. I've never met him either. But yeah, he is 103 years old. That is a significant number. So this will be exciting, and Francis has always wanted me to meet his, they call it tortilla grandpa. I think that's what he calls that side of the family, or that's that grandpa. But sorry, it's just been a long day, so I'm trying to like wrap my brain around what's about to happen. But yeah, so I'm going to this family reunion to celebrate 103. This is gonna be exciting. I don't know really what to expect. Apparently, because I was excited because I've heard the stories about like Francis's tortilla grandma would always make like homemade tortillas and tamales and like the whole Mexican deal. And so I was excited to like finally go and meet the Mexican side because one, it would be finally nice to like put names to faces kind of situation, and then for also them to meet me. But on top of it, I'm super excited about Mexican food, like made by pure Mexicans, because I kind of miss that living in Texas. I mean, Detroit has like a Mexican town, but still, it's not the same as like being in the South and getting some like authentic Mexican food. But one of the things is they informed me, oh, well, no, they probably will just have like pizza and like simple like party meals. I'm like, I love pizza though. I'm like, okay, that's awesome, but man, I wanted like authenticness. And so Francis literally 2 days ago was like, well, they're actually gonna have this Mexican feast Friday night, and I'm like, really? And so we have to, if we leave exactly at the time we're scheduled to technically leave, if we leave there and drive straight to Rock Island, we will technically make it on time, like right at the dot. So obviously there's bathroom breaks and gas and such, but I'm really hoping we make it so we can get some authentic Mexican food. But this is gonna be awesome. So yeah, we'll be in Illinois over the weekend. I won't come back, or we won't come back until around Monday, and then I felt like I'm not really sure what time we're gonna leave, so I figured let Akira stay that extra day and we'll pick her up when we finally like calm down from the drive and such. So I have this new experience to enjoy over the weekend. So that is the quick version of my trip and why I will not be actually doing this episode live on Sunday. So I hope y'all forgive me. And usually, like, this was honestly short notice for me because I didn't really think about it until literally yesterday. And then I realized today while I was cleaning the house, I'm like, damn it, I need to do a pre-recorded because this is the only day I can actually probably do this. So I went running. I'm literally exhausted. We went out to eat real fast, and I took a shower because obviously I was stinky from running. So I'm like, I just want to relax real fast. And so that's why I'm looking like this. So sorry if I'm not up to your standards right now, but I'm up to my standards, and that's all that matters. I cannot talk today. Alright, so the episode is not just about my trip adventures this weekend. It actually, I decided would be, because I needed a topic where I can talk basically to myself. I see there was a few people, anonymous, that are on right now, but I just kind of wanted to pick a topic that, just in case absolutely nobody showed up, I can just keep talking and talking and talking and not kind of rely on questions or other people kind of chiming in their opinions. And I love that, so if you're on and you want to do that, feel free to do so, but this is just one of those topics that I felt like I can actually talk about by myself at least. So let me get a drink of water real fast before I start this topic. Hold on. I need to play like drinking water music, like something that I can play, so it's like not just silence. I'm gonna try to actually do that. Set that up. Anyways, all right. So episode 7's topic is about college, the college life. I don't really know what I want to title it yet, but nonetheless, and I realized actually Francis pointed out since like September, nonetheless has been my word this season. So you probably have already heard me say that word countless times, and I just realized that he was accurate about that. So, yay! Yeah, so college. For those that do not know me, I'm l.shima. Okay, so college is one of those things, especially with America, that has changed drastically. Usually, in how I grew up, honestly, I was never forced to go to school, like go to college. My mom didn't really put that strong like push on me, but from watching TV and seeing, my brother and seeing other people around me, even my mom technically, going to college and graduating with a degree that they wanted to create as a career, I just automatically assumed that I had to go to college. I didn't have to have my family push it on me. I just assumed that's what you were supposed to do. You go to elementary school, middle school, high school, college. And then once you're done with college, you finally leave the school shit, and then you go on to your career that you choose. That's how I thought it was going to be. I knew some people didn't go in that order. Some people only went to elementary school, middle school, and never even finished high school. And then some people did all three, but didn't go to college. So I kind of knew that you could go away from what is perfect, but not saying that I knew what I was technically supposed to do or what I thought I was supposed to do. I didn't do that route. When I was in high school, that's when I started to not do well academically and personally, and with my friendships and things like that. I just was I was starting to change, obviously, but into not the best person that I could possibly be. I didn't do any volunteer work for my college essay or whatever, resume, whatever you call those things. I didn't do anything significant to make me, stand out from the crowd, to make these colleges want to, accept me and such. So once I was done with middle school, that's when I started to do very bad and poorly. I wouldn't even really say, I wouldn't really even say bad, because I wasn't that bad. But nonetheless, I, gosh, I wasn't doing too hot. And so I knew, or I thought I had to go to college afterwards, but I never really put that effort into it. So I kept constantly getting like C's and D's and even failing a good amount of courses. Fortunately, I got my shit together, and was able to at least graduate on time with no issues or such. But it took me a second to realize, oh shit, I am pretty fucked for college. My GPA was super low. I didn't do my SATs until like the last ending of it, and I'm pretty sure I did shitty on that too. I really don't know my score, but I'm pretty sure it was not well worth speaking about anyways, if I did remember it. And so, nonetheless, gosh, I realized that I wasn't going to go be accepted to a university. I didn't make that an issue. Like, I didn't feel disappointed or like a failure because of it. I just learned, okay, well, at least I graduated high school, so I now know there's such things as community college. There's ACC, Austin Community College. I'll just try and go attend there. It seems like pretty much anyone can attend community college. And so with a certain, direction that I will take, I may, stay at ACC for 2 to 3 years and then go transfer to an actual university for whatever major and career that I wanted to attend when I was, for my future. So I originally went to community college for photography. I was in photography class when I was in high school and enjoyed it. Really had a good time with it. The only thing I didn't enjoy through that class was sports photography. I hated just going out in public areas and like taking photos of the sports and like editorial type stuff. And then I also hated the write-ups that we had to do, the captions and the articles and such. I just didn't like that style. But I enjoyed taking photos, and I also enjoyed the sewing class, the wardrobe design that I was in. So I decided at ECC that I will take photography class. I went for a semester and realized while right in the middle of my courses that this was not something I was going to turn into a career. And I even specifically remember one of my photography teachers, just wanting to see out of all of the students in her class right then, how many of us were, making this or not turning this major into a career. And I literally am the only one with my hands up. And I remember our boy sitting next to me. He's like, "You're not doing this for a career?" And I'm like, "No, I've realized it's just more of a hobby, if anything." So after the semester, I fortunately passed. I do believe I took like like a math class and a speech class and all the photography prerequisites or whatever you call those. And I fortunately passed all of them. But the following semester, I still don't really know what I wanted to do as far as a career-wise. So I just signed up again for random classes just to see what was going to end up happening. I ended up having to drop out right in the middle of it for certain reasons that came up in my life, and I never went back. Now, everyone's different. So an example, Francis, for instance, he actually went to school for 5 years. He attended Ringling in Sarasota, Florida. He originally went for animation, but realized animation wasn't the route he wanted to take because they weren't technically doing traditional painting or drawing. They were nowadays animation happens only on the computers. So he switched his major into illustration. So that's why it took him 5 years. And he graduated with, I'm sure, flying colors. I can't really remember. He would know more than I would. But he graduated, went to even more schooling, and he, went the path he did. So certain people take certain paths, obviously. I didn't go to college, or I technically did, but I didn't finish it. Francis did. There were others like my mother who went to get her bachelor's in nursing and then is now finally actually taking her master's. So there's people that, did school when they were super young and then did it all in one shot. My sister-in-law, so my brother's wife's sister, who was actually a year older than me, she went to school for, I think, like, business or marketing. I really honestly can't tell you. But she went to school for one of those majors for 4 years. I thought, and I'm not sure, you can't quote me on it, but I thought that she couldn't get a job after she graduated college, so she decided to still stay with her parents, and as long as she's staying with her parents for free, she had to go to school. So she decided to get her master's, and so she just recently graduated with her master's. So a lot of people have their own ways of handling things, and I thought this was an interesting topic because some people are either, right now I have no idea, but some of my supporters and viewers might be in high school right now wondering what they're going to do with their career, while some of y'all might be already way past that point in their life and you already have what you want set as far as career. And then there might be some of y'all that technically have your career, but you really enjoy the arts, or I think it's more stands for the arts than like medical and business and stuff, like, well, maybe business, it's here and there, but nonetheless, gosh, I need to stop saying that. I just realized it too. Now I'm saying it so often. The one thing that I find fascinating, and I, thank Francis for making me, help realize this, but with the arts, it is nice for you to say that you went to college and got your bachelor's for illustration. So you're using Francis for an example. With modeling, there's not really a college for that. There's like, you can take classes for modeling, and I'm not saying I don't recommend them. Just make sure you do a lot of research if you're really willing to go through with that and go that direction. But it is nice that you can have that title under your belt, especially when you start getting involved with teaching and things along those lines. The only thing is with art, and what I've noticed with Francis while he's teaching currently too, and just what I realized in my own life, is I feel you actually get more benefits from finding a mentor that's in the career path that you're wanting. So, say for modeling, finding a mentor for me and kind of studying with them. So, a mentor I would say for me would be like Echo Nitalito or Adrian Ho, along those lines, or even Hattie Watson. Models that have been there, done that, and have been successful as far as what I can see. And I appreciate their work. They're always putting, really awesome, great content constantly, no matter what. And I feel like those people are inspiring to me, and feel like, if I could chat with them and kind of get, into their brain and pick their brain a little bit, that will benefit me more than me going to a standard modeling class. And I honestly did go to an acting modeling class, and I technically learned maybe a couple things, but I learned more doing it on my own than paying somebody thousands and thousands and thousands worth of dollars. Now, if you think, again, that going to school is going to benefit you more, then do it. I'm not saying don't do it. This, again, like I tell you almost every episode, Be Cool, my podcast, is based on my opinions and my thoughts. Sometimes it may work for you, sometimes it may not, but this is what I've experienced and what has and hasn't worked for me. So everyone's different. So obviously take it with a grain of salt, if that is the correct saying that people say. But nonetheless, gosh, I need to zap that word out of my brain and in my mouth. Okay, so I feel like having a mentor is very important. So again, we'll use Francis for an example, because he's my inspiration, if anything, too, but he doesn't do the same, work that I do, but it's still in the arts. So he went to school, and he, got what he needed to get out of the school he went to. He didn't feel like anything negative came from it, except student loans. I'm fortunate that I don't have any student loans. I actually do not owe anyone a dime, technically. I am pretty much set, minus my credit might not be the best, because there's nothing on my credit at all. So obviously. But that might be one of the negatives that Francis has from going to school for 5 years, is student loans. But what he realized after, you went to school and met all these people, that he thought he benefits more for actually getting to know individual artists and kind of, being with them and sharing spaces with them, kind of like seeing how they work and seeing what their thoughts on a current piece that he's doing and things along those lines. And I kind of pretty much agree with that. I feel like it's important, especially with the arts. Obviously, medical, if you're looking to be a doctor of some sort. Obviously, I wouldn't say to find a random doctor that you find inspirational and just mentor them. Those types of careers, you have to go to school for it. I'm sorry. I don't even care how smart you are. You have somebody's life in your hands, or whatever the career might be. But those types of ones, I'm like, you can't just find a mentor. But as long as with the arts, so photography, modeling, illustration, music, whatever, painting, all the other arts that fill our houses with decorations and such. The arts, I feel like, my opinion, you benefit more for having somebody close to you that you can actually look towards. So if you're a photographer, or if you're looking to even just be a photographer as far as a hobby, going and finding a photographer in your local area and just being their assistant is a great way of learning how lights work, how things work in their mind and how they edit and things along those lines. But obviously pick somebody that you are inspired by, somebody that you think your direction can kind of go towards along those lines. You don't want to copy these people, but you want them to influence your own art and to kind of use that as a base, but then to use your creative mind to kind of alter it in your own expression. And having that is so great. Now, it's weird because you're talking, or me, I'm talking from no experience at college whatsoever. So I can't really give you the down low on going to school for an artistic craft or career. One day I will have Francis. I've had him in the first season, but one day I will have a newer Francis come on and kind of talk about his experiences with college. I'll find other models and photographers with their experiences with colleges and kind of let y'all have the chance to feel this kind of lifestyle that people ended up choosing for their career in the arts. And that's what I'm excited about, to have special guests. Actually, this week I finally got the chance to email a few individuals in regards to being my special guest. I have, hey E-Dubs, I have one technically set in stone. I just got to respond to him. And E-Dubs, and just me being curious, I noticed you just randomly came on. Don't worry, you're not tripping or confused. It is Thursday and it's not Sunday. This is just a pre-recording, so you are more than welcome to stay on, or you can leave whenever. But nonetheless, it's just because I won't be here on Sunday, or I won't be able to be live on Sunday. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out mentors, I kind of lost track. I feel like it's something that you should definitely do if you're still interested in going to like photography school and such. And one thing actually I noticed when I did do photography for a semester at community college, it's interesting because it's really nice. I'm not gonna lie. You have access to all of this equipment and these studios and these backdrops and like just this incredible amount of stuff that you can just get for being a student at a school that has the career that you have in mind. And it's awesome. I don't know why the stream just flashed at me. Sorry if my stream went kind of berserk for a second. Anyways, and it's awesome. Like, that was nice that I can go and rent some crazy equipment at the community college and use it for a few days, and then bam, I got even better product out of it or whatever. But what I realized with a photographer that I recently worked with, when I say recently, within the past like 6 months, she actually goes to one of the local colleges here in town, and she, is in it for photography. And so she had, rented the studio time, had the lights, this whole entire setup, and it turned out amazing art. Or photos, not because of the setup, but because of her. But the idea that she had all of this access to this equipment, like this bajillion-dollar amount of equipment, was awesome. But what's kind of crazy is once you graduate that particular school, you lose that pretty much. Some schools might be different. Some might have like an alumni type of deal. But nonetheless, you don't have that advantage and that, accessibility that you once had. So you would kind of have to learn back to kind of square one with having a basic camera. So if you started school with a point and shoot and you never was able to afford getting a DSLR or whatever kind of equipment you actually wanted, and then you got spoiled for 4 years with the school's property and such and such and such, that by the time you graduated, you realize, fuck, I don't get that access anymore, and now I gotta actually not rely on the equipment and to more rely on yourself. And that's true. Sometimes equipment can improve. There's one photographer that his work is actually really good, but he even said it was because of the camera. Like, that's why his work looks the way it does. It's because of the camera. He spent god-awful amount of money on it, and that's why his photos turn out phenomenal. But then majority of the time, though, you should never rely on your equipment. So even with painting, even with modeling, I mean, I guess with your clothes, I guess that's the equipment that we carry, or our bodies, but we got to maintain that nonetheless. But you shouldn't rely on the equipment that you have. You should more work with your own knowledge and your own power and your own keen sense of eye, your vision of things. I look so crazy. I'm going to keep this. Let me pause for a second. I'm going to make that my screenshot for my flyer. Booyah. But yeah, so I don't really know if there was anything honestly else. I don't know if y'all that are on right now, if you have any questions, even random questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to hang out for a couple minutes just to see. Don't worry again if you don't, because I was not planning on anyone being on right now. And good timing, Ustream. Good timing. Whatever reason, Ustream is being crazy. It's the past 3 episodes, this one and last one, the stream just completely stops. I don't know if it's the, what do you call it? I use Ustream Producer, so I don't know if it's the producer that is just randomly disconnects on me, or if it's actually Ustream itself. I've heard very mixed opinions with y'all in regards to Ustream, so hopefully this is not going to keep happening, because it's very unfortunate. But since that did happen, I will just let that kind of die down the chat. So everyone, I'm sorry again that I could not make it live on Sunday, or technically if you're watching this recorded one, technically I can't be live right now. But everything will be fine and dandy next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm checking my calendar just to make sure, so I can officially say yes, the 20th. I do not see any reason why I will not be live. So hopefully nothing happens. I mean, who knows? But most likely I will be here Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern live on Ustream on December 20th. I will make that my Christmas special, I suppose. And I plan to also make the 27th my kind of wrap of the new year, or the old year 2015, and my experience of Detroit. So yeah, okay, cool. I already got 2 episodes kind of pretty much scheduled. I don't even, usually that never happens. I just usually just wing it, like earlier today as I'm coming on my way home. I'm like, so what am I gonna talk about? I don't even know right now. So yeah, so I will see y'all technically next Sunday, so the 20th, and so I hope y'all have a great weekend. And if it's Sunday for y'all right now, then I hope you have a swell rest of the week. And I will see y'all later. Sorry, just me being curious and E-dubs and anonymous that it wasn't like all that awesome, but it was awesome, right? I mean, come on, it's me. And yeah, so I'm just kind of like lingering. Bye, y'all, and have a good night, day, evening. Yeah! Bye, y'all.